Your mornings are the quiet architects of your life. They decide the shape of your day before you've even had a chance to notice. And yet, most of us treat them carelessly, like scraps of time that don't matter. We stumble out of bed, grab the nearest distraction, and hand over the most sacred part of our lives to chaos. Think about that for a moment. The first blueprint of your day, the foundation of your mood, your energy, even your sense of self, is usually written by an alarm clock, a flood of notifications, or whatever noise the world throws at you. We give away our power before we've even opened our eyes fully. Now, maybe you're thinking, come on, mornings aren't that deep. But they are. Neuroscience proves it. Your brain, in those first 20 minutes after waking, is in a highly suggestible state, like wet clay. Whatever you press into it first stays imprinted all day. If you plant fear, you'll carry fear. If you plant distraction, you'll carry fragmentation. But if you plant stillness, presence, or intention, you'll carry strength. And yet, most of us are planting poison. I've seen this in countless clients. One woman, let's call her Maya, used to wake up every day already overwhelmed. She'd scroll herself into panic before her feet touched the ground. By 8:30 a.m., her nervous system was screaming. Her thoughts were scattered, and she carried that storm into every interaction. She told me, "I feel like I'm drowning before the day even starts." And she was right, because she was training her body to drown every morning. And maybe that's you too. Maybe you've normalized chaos to the point where you think it's just who you are, not a morning person, too busy, too stressed. But here's the controversial truth. It's not that you're not a morning person. It's just that you've been teaching yourself to lose every morning before you even begin. I know this because I used to do the same. I'd wake up, grab my phone, check the fires waiting to be put out, emails, news, clients, deadlines. I let the world decide my state of mind before I even knew what day it was. And I wore that like a badge of honor. Busy, productive, needed. Until one day, it hit me. I wasn't living. I was just reacting. I had become a firefighter in my own life, running into blazes that didn't need to be mine. So I made a change. My ritual wasn't glamorous. I didn't start waking up at 4 a.m. to run marathons or meditate on mountaintops. No. I sat down with a cup of tea, breathed, and wrote one line in a notebook. Today, I choose to carry, and I filled in the blank. Sometimes it was patience, sometimes courage, sometimes just not losing my mind. And slowly I realized something radical. The world no longer got to decide who I was each morning. I did. This is the uncomfortable truth about morning rituals. They are not about productivity hacks. They're not about green juice or cold plunges or expensive planners. They're about power. Who holds it? You or the noise? And if the answer isn't you, then your entire day is compromised before it even begins. Think of your morning as the opening scene of a movie. If it begins in panic, you know it's a thriller. If it begins in silence and strength, you know it's a drama with depth. You get to decide the genre of your life every single morning. But most people, they let the algorithm pick the genre for them. That is the tragedy. And here's something even harsher. Your body knows. Cortisol, the hormone that wakes you up, spikes naturally in the morning. That's normal. But if you add stress on top of it, doom scrolling, rushing, multitasking, you supercharge that spike until your body believes it's in danger. You're not just checking your phone. You're telling your nervous system the world is unsafe and you're already behind. Do that enough mornings in a row and your body forgets how to live any other way. So let me ask you something personal. When you open your eyes, what do you reach for first? Do you reach for yourself or do you reach for the world? Do you begin with intention or do you surrender before you've even begun? Because here's the thing, you cannot build a peaceful life on chaotic mornings. It doesn't work. You can't expect joy, focus, or presence to magically appear if you've trained your brain to panic before breakfast. Your mornings are a mirror, and for most people, that mirror shows neglect. So let's talk solutions. What does it mean to claim your mornings? It doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean some rigid 2-hour routine. It means choosing one act of devotion to yourself, small, repeatable, and sacred. Maybe it's sitting in silence with your breath. Maybe it's stepping outside to feel the air on your skin. Maybe it's writing 3 words that describe how you want to show up today. It doesn't matter how simple it is. What matters is that it's yours, that you've chosen it, that it whispers the one thing you need to hear. I matter enough to begin with me. And yes, people resist this. I hear it all the time. I don't have time. Let me be blunt. If you don't have 2 minutes for yourself in the morning, then you don't have a life. You have an emergency. And you've accepted that emergency as normal. When my client Maya finally made the shift, she started with 2 minutes. That's it. She lit a candle, sat quietly, and asked herself, what do I want to carry into today? That tiny ritual rewired her entire day. She was calmer at work, kinder with her kids, more patient with herself. Not because life got easier, but because she stopped beginning it in panic. Your ritual doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be Instagram worthy. It just has to be intentional. Because if you don't direct your mornings, they will direct you, and not in the way you want. So here's my challenge. Tomorrow morning, before you reach for the world, reach for yourself. Choose one ritual and protect it like your sanity depends on it. Because it does. Because life isn't built in grand gestures. It's built in ordinary mornings. And the way you shape those mornings is the way you shape yourself. So let me leave you with this, and I want you to sit with it deeply. If tomorrow morning were the opening chapter of your transformation story, would you start it with distraction or with devotion?